morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back with another JZX100 video. I'm a little bit under the weather, so excuse the lack of enthusiasm. This video is not the Chaser or the Mark II, but something I recently acquired. I drove to Baltimore and back, and it was about 10 hours each way. Quite the long drive. I feel like I got a really good deal on this car, especially with the extra parts, but long and behold, my Toyota Cresta. This car is 1JZ VVTi. It has a CT garage kit on it. Certainly rough around the edges, maybe classified as a missile. Plans for it to be determined right now. It might be my Syndic car. I might throw a bunch of Serial 9 parts on it, whether I take them off the Mark II or order new. But we're gonna get right into it. I had to switch the wheels off of it. It came on just some spares. So as I was doing that, I went to go put my T7R two-piece wheels on it that are on it right now, and realized that the previous owner was actually rubbing through the wiring harness in the front fender wells. So one thing led to another, took the whole car apart, more or less, took the fenders off and tucked the wiring harness above the pinch welds in the fender, just so it didn't go through the harness fully. Thankfully, no wires were completely smoked, so we saved it right on time. I'll add those clips in now and maybe some photos, and then I'll show you guys a little bit more of the car. So on the side we haven't done, we're gonna take off the fender, which oftentimes the side skirt needs to come off as well. To access these bolts, there's gonna be a bolt in the door on this specific chassis. These two bolts will come off right here. The headlight assembly will have to come out, the corner light will have to come out, the eyelet will have to come out, and these two bolts also go to the fender, as well as one up in here under the corner light. Once you get the corner light off, these two nuts will have to come off, and then you're left with the top ones. There it is right there. There's three up here on the JZX, and then the fender should release. The bolt that's in between the door and the frame is right here. All right, once the fender's off, things are much easier to see. Right here you can see where the previous owner was rubbing through the wiring harness. It was pretty close right there. So basically what I did on the other side, I made a slit right here, cut this piece out so I could get the harness over it. This side, the harness is much tighter, so I'm gonna have to finesse it a little bit here, but we'll see what's good. I'm gonna try to stretch it if I can. This side is the fuse box side, so I don't know that I'll get much out of here, but I might be able to release some tension out through the engine bay here. All right, I've drilled holes, one here and one here. And the wiring harness had clips under here, so I popped the clips out. You'll see you might be able to see right here, there's a hole. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do like I did the other side and zip tie it up and over right here. I made a little marking right here to cut out the metal where the harness will set in. And then I'll probably do one right here as well. We'll see where it lines up though with the first one. There we have it, boys. So the harness is on there super tight, but the zip ties are just a safety measure, just to be safe. Previous owner wore through the washer fluid hose, so I did cut the bad part out and replaced it. Just put a little fitting here that I had off my Chaser, thankfully. I'm gonna tighten this down a little bit and put the fender back on. Got the fender back on. It's fitted up decent. As I was going to put the eyelid back on, I Gonna try some Velcro. It might bulge a little too much, but so I did put some 3M on the corner there. I did it on this side, and you can kind of see it's like bulging out a little too much, little bulge, but the front looks pretty good. On the corner I did 3M, middle I did Velcro. Might make it a little easier later if I need to take anything off up front. I plan to replace these, or at least take the orange bulb out and replace the lenses too, just for a cleaner look down the road. So that'll make this a little bit easier. We'll see how it looks. One of my favorite things to do is just to take off all the bullshit not being used on a vehicle when you get down and dirty in here. The amount of stuff that was unused, like random clips that weren't holding anything and busted fender liners, is crazy. Before we throw the kit back on, I just wanted to show you guys the current condition of this car with the amount of mold, holes in the dash, more mold in the grill here. I'm not sure if you can tell here, but this fender does not match very well. I'm not sure if the whole car was repainted, but there's a lot of stuff that just needs a little TLC. The car did come with a new dash, so I might throw that on. I don't know. Might just send it as is. More mold. Definitely quite a bit of damage on the kit and the fenders. The windshield cowl's pretty rough. This rubber's popping up. Windshield wipers are shot. I do have an extra one of these that I was gonna throw in the chaser, but kind of repaired my chaser, so maybe I'll use it for this car. I'm letting the car warm up now. I'm gonna go drive it for one of the first times. I was only able to drive it like 5 or 6 blocks in Baltimore before I loaded it on the trailer to head back home. It does have some cool parts on it. It's got an upgraded turbo, some cams. It should rip a little bit harder than the Mark II. The butt dyno says this is about the same, but we're gonna do some more ripping and dipping and see what's good on it. It does have a, I think it's an M92 differential, which is a two-way diff. So we'll see if it'll spin them. It should, which is kind of a really weird differential to put in these cars. I'm not really sure why, but Japan maybe. And yeah, it should be a fun one, a fun project. We'll be doing more content on this car as well as the Toyota Crown. The RX-7 might get some love this winter. I want to add like a flame switch to it with the Centric and just kind of go through the tune a little bit more, clean it up a little bit. Nothing too crazy on that car, but certainly something to maybe film later. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna go for a rip, spray the car down. Sun's going down, so I'm not sure how easy it'll be to get some content of drive-bys, but I'll try to get a couple. So far it feels pretty good. The transmission is solid, it shifts good. There's a lot of wheel hop. Could have to do with factory arms, maybe some bushings that are bad, maybe both. Yeah, overall happy with it. We're gonna go spray it off. I couldn't find my tripod, unfortunately. So I'm gonna set this thing up on the side of the road and do a couple drive-bys just so we can get some sound clips. It's pretty tame. I think it has 2 mufflers on it. So I like it to be a little rowdy. It's funny, since I turned like in my 30s, I started adding mufflers to all my cars, but you know, the JZ just sounds right, straight piped. So that might be on the to-do list for the near future. The Car's definitely making some weird noises. It's rubbing a little bit on the driver's side. The previous owner had this thing on some extremely soft spring rates. I think he said 14 up front, 8 in the rear. So my plan is to put the 14s from the front onto the rear, and he gave me some 22K Swift springs in that they're on silver Neo Maxes. So I need to get new valves from Silver, which are on the way right now, thanks to Panda Motor Works. And yeah, it'll be a first start to getting this thing dialed suspension wise. So that'll be fun to stiffen the car up. It's very soft, drives good, but looks okay. Definitely kind of like a ratty build to my standards, but I'm excited nonetheless to rip on it a little bit more here. Made it to the car wash. We got a thumbs up. Hopefully you got a good idea of how the car sounds, and got some cool flyby clips for not only you guys, but for my own keepsake. I'm gonna spray the car down real good and get it back home. Alright, I sprayed it off. I'm not sure it looks any better, but I certainly got some of the mold off and some of the dirt. Probably just wipe it down at the crib and decide if we're gonna do a paint correction or like a scratch and spray like we did with the Mark II. Kind of back and forth, but let me know what you guys think. Should I just send it in this as is, or should I spray it down so it's all one color and then send it? Made it home in one piece. The car runs healthy, feels healthy. It definitely doesn't feel as fast as the Mark II. A little disappointing. I was hoping it was gonna rip a little bit harder. We ended up upgrading the Mark II turbo. In a way, we rebuilt it. It went out at a Drift Indy Luau event, my first drift event, and then we rebuilt it before US Air. So that could have something to do with it. I'm excited nonetheless. Maybe calls for like a turbo upgrade, I don't know. Peace, thanks for being here. See you soon.